Sorry everyone, bad network. I think it got stalled and then I had to end that session. So we are back on, just waiting for Yojana to come back online.
Yeah,
Hi.
hi again.
Yeah, the internet has been patchy for last two,
I know.
3 days. Yeah, sorry
Right,
about it.
right. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. Good.
So we can just pick up from where we left. Yeah.
Sure.
So we were talking about building this mental clarity and
Right,
strength so that, mothers like us can really um, prepare ourselves, I would say,
right,
to
right,
fight this year ahead.
right. I think it's all about prioritization because, anxiety is something that is being a part of all of us, in this
Right.
situation. You just have to know where to stop that, put that aside, and once you prioritize and start having your schedules and adapting to this new change, I think
Yeah.
I don't think it's a Herculean task. It's just that we need to handle the priorities as and when they
Yeah.
come in. So
Yes.
it's again, it all depends on your own experiences. We take the inputs, we see people around us, how they have been adapting to the change, handling that, and then we build our own experience from it. There is no hard and
Yeah.
fast rule that it has to be done, in this
Yeah.
way or something like that.
I think taking small baby steps to your
Right,
goal,
right,
or probably
right.
having a goal which is tangible,
Yes,
goal that
yes,
is achievable.
yes, yes,
Having those set targets probably may help.
yes,
I don't know. Because
right.
that's something I try to do, but even I am not a person who's like very, uh, you know, sticking to the rule book or something like
No,
that.
right,
Very
right,
cool with
right.
it.
I think having that sticking to the rule kind of an attitude will make us more, it makes us more stressful
Anxious.
because
Yeah, yeah.
anxious because you're always trying to, reach that target, and
Yes.
sometimes it might be workable, sometimes it may not.
It
So I
may
think
not
that's
be.
that's not the way we can go about because
Very good
things
point. Yeah.
change dynamically at home. It's not going to
Yeah.
be the same way because you have
Yes.
dynamic requirement changes. You're hungry,
Right.
you need this, you need
Yes.
stationery, you need
Yes.
groceries, you have to manage all
Yes.
this. So it's going to be really
Yes.
dynamic. Therefore, I
Yeah.
think it is also this prioritization, and as you said, achieving small goals is a way of training the children also to, work about
Yes.
that way. It's not that you start one task, and get on to
Yeah.
another one. I don't think that's what multitasking defines about. It's about, for me,
Yes.
multitasking is being able to finish multiple tasks in a given
Completely.
amount of time. Yeah, don't start, task two until you finish
And
task
then
one.
jump to the other one.
Yeah, jump to the other one. So just have smaller goals, as you said, and then, finish it. And then
Yeah.
so you have a sense of accomplishment. That is what we teach the children. And once they feel
Yeah.
that sense of accomplishment, they get motivated to, follow that
Do
process.
this. Yeah.
I'd create their own packed schedules. They know, okay, my kids come and tell me, okay, this is my TV time, this is my play time. They just don't want me to come and interfere. That's how it may not be from, us, yep, not with the time perspective, but I would say task oriented.
Yes. Yes.
The
Yes.
that
Yes.
that's
Yes.
also a learning that we can help them with, at home.
Right, absolutely. Wonderful point there, Yojana. Also, I wanted to really understand how did you think about choosing a career, a teaching profession, and thinking about QMath. What made you make this choice?
Well, as I told you earlier, teaching was something that I have been born and brought
Yeah.
up into, so teaching was something that I have seen, and somehow it always was amusing to me to watch teachers, teach something to the children and the way they communicate. I had wonderful teachers, so I think that made a really good impact. on me, and I always wanted to be a teacher. You wouldn't believe, when I was a little girl, I would help my maid's son who was struggling with learning English letters. So he would
Okay.
come along with her. I would make him sit and then write down something. And then the
Yeah.
gardener's kid who would come along, when the parent was busy working, I would take the child and then, try to
Indeed.
teach him a rhyme or a poem or something like this. Then
Yeah.
uh, I had friends around where I just took up some topic and said, okay, you're going to teach me this. And I really took it up seriously and then started teaching them like a teacher, giving them assignments to an extent that even while I was working at Hyderabad and Pune, even if it's a small presentation, I would give my team the tasks to do and then, be a taskmaster. And they ended up calling me teacher. They actually call me teacher. Even now they address me as teacher because, they say, we
Awesome.
feel like we have been into a classroom and walked out of a classroom after my presentation. So that's something that I always love to do because, and it's not about teaching, but ensuring that, a concept is conveyed in the right way. I think my parents
Yeah.
played a big role in, in helping me understand what effective teaching means. So I think that's how I ended up liking teaching. And I thought I should pursue this as a
Wonderful.
profession, but it demanded a lot of, work, like if I had to teach at school or something, then timings were a problem. And I had kids at home, so I wanted something that would balance my home and also give me the satisfaction of being able to do something. And
Yeah.
QMath was one such option because I was also
Yeah.
looking to enroll my daughter there. And I ended
Okay.
up seeing that there was no teacher around my place then. There was no
Right.
QMath teacher. Back then it was
Right.
offline sessions where the student had to
Right.
go to the teacher and do. So I said, why not take up the franchise myself? Then I did my research
Right.
and then I understood how it is and how it works. And, then, I took a chance and then started my own franchise. Started with my child and my niece as my first students to see how
Mhm.
the system actually works. Once I was confident that both of them were liking it, enjoying it, and appreciating it, I actually liked the way QMath has designed their curriculum and has put
Right.
forward so much effort in understanding the child's needs. After that, I started taking up enrollments in Hyderabad, and then I've moved to Bangalore, and fortunately, this thing there was no teacher at Nandi Citadel then 3 years ago, so I started my center here at Nandi Citadel with few students, and that's how my QMAT journey is.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we are so glad that you did pick this up.
So am I, because it's something. It also gave me, uh, an advantage of working at my convenience without much of pressure, because I could handle my priorities at home and also
Yes.
get the happiness teaching little kids that I
Yeah.
always wanted to do.
And I'm always in awe of Sid's lunch boxes. I always have an eye on those lunch boxes, and I just wish I had a Yojana with me.
Oh no, oh no, please, it's the everyday thing. I actually started that, as a motivation for me because, getting up in the morning and, doing all these tasks. Uh,
Yeah.
I actually wanted, how it started was my daughter wanted to know, as she was growing up, what did you give me when I was when I was a little kid? What did you pack for me? Or, that's
Oh,
how it started. Then I said I should have some
um,
evidence to show her that I have done, something. And that's how I started clicking pictures and
gorgeous pictures. Viewers, if you ever get time to go through Yojana's timeline, do check out those lovely spread of boxes that she packs for Siddharth and, gives him for office.
oh
It's
no,
amazing.
it's a very it's not a fancy
I,
meal. It's just the
I,
regular
I, I,
stuff.
I, I wouldn't do that, Yojana, so I know what. So,
Because and cooking was something that I always enjoyed. So this was like
yeah,
an evidence or a motivating factor for me to see that I have done something in the morning.
yeah,
So something like that.
absolutely.
After a few years, probably when my kids go back and see that, they know, oh, how I've been doing it. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And that
something
also kind of inspires others,
inspires.
to do
Right,
it. Yeah,
right, right, right.
absolutely. Awesome, awesome. Also, I wanted to understand a little bit in detail in what ways, the mode of teaching, in QMath is not the traditional way of teaching. It's very, very conventional, right? And can you also share, some insights on effective teaching? Why is it so important? Teaching should just not be, teaching, a one-way teaching, but how can we make teaching effective?
Sure. QMath, as many of them think, is not, some new technique that we're trying to teach the children. It's the same math concepts. But what we believe is the concept has to be clear. When the fundamentals are clear and the concept is
Yeah,
clear to the student, there's nothing like a math gene or being very good at math or not being very good at math. People have this notion that, I'm
yeah,
not good at math, or, I'm scared of
yeah,
math. There's nothing of that sort. It's just that you need the right way to uh, get the concept into you, right? That's where many of us feel the need to fear or not fear math. So
right.
that was something that caught my attention. Also, what they believe at QMath is math is a life skill. It's not about a subject. It's not a topic.
Hmm.
Anybody, you
Hmm.
have math all around you. You start looking at
Yeah.
things that way, then you know how important it is to understand those concepts, really at the fundamental level. So, the way QMath has introduced concepts to kids right from kindergarten, grade 1 to, grade 12 is really, at the basic level. They start from the very basic, build your understanding on that, and, they take you to the higher concept slowly. They expose
Yeah.
you to that concept in multiple ways. If addition is being done, for a basic example, they try to teach the little child in how many different ways you add. You end up doing it unknowingly with things around
In
you, right?
different ways
So,
and forms.
yeah,
Yeah.
in different ways. And looking at that practical aspect of math helps you understand the concepts better. So
Yeah.
that's how it is different, and that's why personally, I like QMath and the way it's being taught, because I don't believe
Yeah.
in teaching a technique or a shortcut to find out a solution to a problem.
Yeah.
It's about how
Yeah.
you apply your, problem solving ability, improve
Right.
your lateral thinking and all that. So it is
Right.
a holistic concept where you need to have all these formats that should help you solve a problem and help the child comprehend the problem. Okay, so it's also important, like I say always, that learning has two aspects: how to do it and how not to do it. So it's
Right.
also important to learn how not to do it, not just about we as
Perfect.
parents try to,
Perfect.
tell the children on how to do it, but it's also
Yeah.
important for them to learn it by understanding how not to do it. So that's also a way of learning. Okay,
Very
so
nice.
this is something that QMath firmly believes, and that's how it trains the children also. And time to time, it's also been adapting to the changes. Like I say, the interactive worksheets that it has for the children and the simulators that it has to understand the concept, because we believe
Yeah.
visual concepts, visualizing that concept helps the
Yeah.
child understand it better, because
Yeah.
a picture gives you a better clarity. Pictures worth thousand words, as they say. So it
Absolutely.
gives better clarity to understand the concept, and that's important. So you don't need to learn any technique, you just need to understand
Yes.
how it is done, right?
Yeah.
So
True.
that's one thing. The second thing of aspect of learning is understanding the why before what. As Simon Sinek's, I've been watching one of the videos where Simon Sinek emphasizes the need to understand why,
Yeah.
before the what. So that's something that we should do it. We all know
Yeah.
what is 2 multiplied by
Yeah.
2, or what is a plus b whole square, but never did we try to understand why is it so.
Why?
That's
Why?
when you create the inquisitiveness in learning, and that's also an
Yeah.
important factor to determine
Very, very nice
effective
point. Yeah.
teaching.
Hmm.
Right. So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
something that always makes me think, because when I have to teach the child what is the concept, then I also try to look at the why and make the child understand why a certain thing is happening a certain way. So
Right.
that's the one aspect of
Right. Right.
effective teaching. I would also want to quote a concept I have read in a book called "The Rewards of Teaching" by Professor Sapre. I got a forward
Okay.
from my uncle. So it talks about what effective teaching means. So teaching is not just about having a teacher. It also talks about the teacher, the student, and the subject. Right.
Right.
So you need to have all of them in sync. So if you're
Right.
talking about the teacher, the major thing that plays a role in determining whether the teacher is competent enough, you should have the teacher should be having the competence to teach, and also the commitment to teach. Okay, you're not
Right.
just doing a broadcast message. It is about having the competence at the right level, and also the commitment towards doing your task properly. Coming to the
Right.
student, the student should have that readiness to learn what you're teaching. Okay, at a certain level. So if you want to teach a toddler counting, that would be good, but you cannot go and teach geometry or something else. You should also understand the readiness of the student, at what level is the student is.
Right.
Okay, and
Right.
whether the student can pick up the content or not. And
Mhm.
also, it's important to create that willingness and inquisitiveness in the student. The student should
Right.
be willing and eager to learn, rather
Yeah.
than being forced to. So that's
Yeah.
when the learning happens well. Also, the subject should be substantive. It should have content which will challenge the learner, also the teacher. You should have the right subject, right content, and it should be relevant to what the child wants to learn. It cannot be something that doesn't interest you. So when all these
Yes.
6 factors come together, only then you can call it an effective teaching, because it's like an orchestra, he says. So any single note, anything that goes off this will make
Yeah.
it look like a very bad show, right? So
Right.
all these
Right.
6 factors also determine.
Wonderful.
And this is something that we can implement it at home also. We're trying to teach something about to the child, folding clothes, being participative on doing. You should understand at what level the child is the child willing to do it, creating the willingness to learn, creating the readiness to accept what you're trying to teach. All this matters, and I think that also helps in handling things at home in a much more effective way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I think it's the key point here that you're making is that you need to first understand the student's level
Right.
itself, and then
Right.
try to see how you can bridge the gap, if any,
Right.
and then
Right.
go to where you want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, right.
And I think
That's really
somewhere,
important.
when it comes to school teaching, because there are so many students, and, the kind of attention that is given to students,
Right,
somewhere,
right.
the bridging of the need,
Correct,
basically, right, is somewhere not completely done. Though
correct,
they definitely try,
correct,
but
correct.
because of the the limit of time involved, right, is limited. So, uh, but I think that is a key point which probably teachers should make note of and see how they can
Yes,
effectively ensure that that level of people, students at the same level. I think that's the biggest challenge which
right.
a teacher should work on. Great
That's
point
practically also
there.
not possible. Yeah, yeah. The rote
Yeah,
learning method, or the
it's tough.
conventional mode of doing, it's really
Yeah.
practically impossible for teachers to focus on all the 30 or 40 kids in the class. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
important that the as parents, it's
absolutely.
also
Even in the
important that
online
as
classes, the classes are, the number of students are anything between 30 to 40. even in an online
Right,
setup,
right,
right?
right. So it's very difficult. As I said, I
Yeah.
think compared to what it was, it's always better to have something, some learning happening,
Correct.
other rather than
Correct.
having nothing. So even the schools and teachers are understanding the requirements of students now and are looking to have good learning management system that will help them cover all this for the students. And yeah, that's the progress we are seeing in the schools also.
Education system, yeah. Great.
Education sector, where the change management happening there also. So
Yeah,
it's just that you need to adapt, and then you have to reinforce and sustain that change in a positive way, so that
yeah,
the kids are benefited. The
yeah,
kids are
yeah.
benefited in more than one way.
Wonderful, wonderful. Awesome. Um, any experiences you want to share as a teacher? Anything that
Well,
you
it's a very gratifying experience to say. It actually gives me a high to have a proper class, interact with students, and all that. So it's important that what I believe as a teacher is to create the bond between the student and the teacher.
yeah,
Teaching is something what everybody can do, but the way my teachers have created impact on me, on where I still am in touch with my kindergarten teachers and my school teachers who
awesome.
are in yeah, touch with me. So that's the kind of impact I would want to give my students too. So that's something, and the way my students keep telling me stories every day on different things, it amuses me. There's more learning that happens from for to me from there, and than me teaching them something. So it's lovely. As long as you start loving it and then enjoying that experience, it becomes more gratifying.
I can see all the passion there, Yojana. So it's a
It's
natural. It's natural, and it's just coming straight from your heart. So definitely, all your students are going to be very lucky to have you. Definitely.
I'm I'm lucky too to have such cooperative students, actually, I must say, because
No, no, it's just
ev-
we can see that, we can see the how much involved you are and how much concerned you are, of the kind of foundation, and you being part of creating that foundation, right? So
right.
it's really nice to see that. Uh,
Thank you.
all right. So, any tips and tricks you would like to share with our mothers who are watching us, how to manage the pandemic, which is yet not over? So, it's going to be with us for some time, and any tricks that, yes, one is schedule, following a routine, but
Yes,
anything
yes,
else that you can
yeah.
pinpoint
Second
for
thing
us?
is most important thing I would say. Yeah. Can you hear me? All right.
Yes, 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 I can.
Okay. For the second most important thing after schedules, I would say is let's not get overwhelmed seeing the other productive mommies posts on the Instagram or Facebook or any other social media. It drives, it makes you feel that you are being a very bad mom, or you just don't know. And the advice that this is how it's supposed to be done. This is you have advices
Yeah,
pouring in, but thing is not to
from
get carried
everywhere.
away or not to feel. Yeah, so you just don't get carried away and feel overwhelmed about it. Do it your way. As I said, take them as inputs and build your own experience out of it. And I think kids nowadays are more independent. They're not, they need reasons for everything. They need an explanation. And let me tell you, kids understand. You just need to explain it to them, explain the situation to them, or help them understand. They will definitely cooperate. And, there is nothing
Yeah,
like, again, I would apply this why before what. If the child is throwing a tantrum or having a difficult time, I would
yeah.
say, look at why is the child doing it.
Why?
That applies here as well in our everyday thing also. Why is the child, if a child is angry, if a child is defiant, if a child is hostile, why is it that the child is so learn to just handle that part, and things become easy for you. It's not a
Yeah,
rocket science, I think. And
yeah.
third most important thing I would say is trust your maternal instincts. Don't underestimate yourself, because that would be the right thing for your child. Trust your
Yeah.
maternal instinct and then follow your heart.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Perfect.
above or below that.
Perfect. So there's Mr.
None.
Murli saying even fathers are watching. Absolutely, Mr. Murli, we do
Of
acknowledge
course,
that,
of
and
course,
without
of
fathers
course.
and the help of fathers, mothers, cannot run the engine. So definitely yes.
Yes. Yes, I think I would say it is not about fathers not being participative, but fathers do participate.
A
It
lot.
is about, like
Yeah.
I said, even to the fathers, the same thing applies. It doesn't have to be because he is doing something, you also have to do that. That doesn't work. As a father, the father or the mother, you decide how you can step in for the child. If it is, playing, some dads, prefer playing with the children. Some dads prefer teaching the child. Some dads prefer just reading a story book, or some dads prefer just, chilling out with the child. So it all depends on, how the father wants to be a part of it. And when you share your responsibilities that way, understand what
Yeah.
you can do, to help the situation. That matters. It's not about yeah, like I said, even the moms, just because somebody is cooking or baking or
Yeah.
making some nice stuff, it doesn't mean, and you can't do it, there's no point in feeling
Yeah.
that you're not able to do it. Similarly, wherever
Exactly.
it is. So I think it's all a teamwork. I think the change management applies to the entire organization, the dads, the moms, the grandparents, the kids, everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere.
Absolutely.
And you
Absolutely.
all grow like a team, you all grow like an organization. So it's not one person that deserves the credit, it's the entire family
Yes,
that gets a credit.
absolutely, absolutely. The entire unit. Shipra says that
Yes.
it's very inspirational, Yojana, and I totally agree with her. And I think Akhila and Ambika are also watching, and they're agreeing to whatever
Hi.
you're doing with us. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
everyone, for joining. So nice to see you all here with
Yeah.
us.
Thank you.
So, Yojana, it was a wonderful 1 hour of interaction, and so beautifully explained with so many and all ideas and analogies, and making it so easy for us to understand and relate. And thank you so much for that. As
My
we are almost at the end of our time, and the last thing that I would like to ask from you is there any message for women out there? Do you want to share something?
well, to I wouldn't say a message. It's just input from my side. Like I said,
Yeah.
trust yourselves, you know, be happy at what you do. And it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be the normal conventional way that everybody does it. Find your own route, find your own way of handling things,
Perfect.
and, stick to it. Nobody would, ultimately it's achieving the goal. How you do it,
Yeah.
your goals differ, and how you do it, your paths differ. But
Absolutely.
what matters is whether
Absolutely.
you're able to do it or not, right?
Absolutely.
So, and, spread positivity, spread positivity,
Yeah.
decrease the negativity around, decrease, if you can,
Yes.
you give a good message or cheer someone up, that is something that you should be doing than,
Absolutely.
demoralize someone. So these are the things
Absolutely.
that we learn to, as women, as friends, I think parents, we need to spread this to each other, because each of us are handling a tough situation at homes, in our lives in many different ways.
Yes.
So it's important that
Yes.
we keep ourselves motivated, we keep
Yeah.
ourselves positive.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's something I would want to share. And please don't get carried away by the social media posts. I'm telling you, because
Absolutely.
that's
No, no,
something most of us
I
do it.
totally agree. I mean,
Yes,
social media is there, okay, but it's for us to take how much we
it
want, and
right,
it's on
right,
us to leave what we do not. So,
right.
we got to learn that, and it comes by
Yes,
time. But once you learn
right,
that, you don't get affected. And I think
exactly,
yeah, and it's an important point because when children are growing up, we need to make them understand the importance of social
right,
media, how it works, and how much is good,
correct,
how much may not be very good
right,
for them.
right.
Yeah, and it's a total different topic altogether
Yes.
on
So
how to
it's just
handle
that you
this.
need to know you need to know where to draw the line for yourself. Once
Yes,
you create your
absolutely.
boundary, everything will be
I think the
nice.
moment you start feeling uncomfortable and it's impacting you in any way is the moment you need to detach. And the art of
Correct.
detachment is something we all should practice and learn.
Yes.
It really helps.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Well
Cool.
said. Well
Uh,
said.
so the last thing that I want to ask you, Yojana, is anything that you would like to share for the team at Theascape, for us, anything that you want us to include in whatever we are trying to do. We're trying to bring awareness in many forms, trying to
Right.
do a
Right.
lot of, awareness on mental health, on sustainability, on, empowering women. And, we've also now taken a new step and we've gone ahead and launched ourselves in our geo, and, we've started
Right.
sending
Right.
out
Right.
orders, and we're all very excited. But anything that you want to, for us to take note of, we'll be very happy to do that.
Let me tell you, I'm a great admirer of Theascape because I have seen the way you have grown from, from your first stage to the current stage that you're in. I've been seeing how hard you've been working as a team, and it's marvelous because I remember walking into your house one day to, pick a sari or two because you had a friend who sent them over, and
Yeah,
to see you now on Agio and building that as a brand, that's where
yeah,
I see, how you've excelled from a task, you have, and then achieved your goal, and in moving ahead was something really inspirational. Uh, that's something I
thank you.
really,
That's
really
so kind
admire
of you,
about
Yojana.
Theascape.
Thank
And the
you.
idea of having the accessories with it, and then not just as a brand of saris or accessories, but creating awareness, getting people onto this
Yeah.
platform where we can share ideas, making every one of us feel like a celebrity, making that positive impact in each of us, because that's how you have made each of us believe that we have certain strengths, and every one of us has certain
Yep,
strengths in each of us, and
yep, yep,
talking
absolutely.
about them only helps you learn so much, grow so much as an individual. So
True, true, true.
hats off to your team.
No, not at all. We're just trying to just do something which we like doing and we like enjoying as friends, and that was it. And it's just getting serious from here, and and you're just enjoying it. But also, Yojana, thank you so
Right.
much for being so supportive throughout. You've been so supportive in everything that we've been doing, and encouraging us at every step. I always believe that women are, if can support each other and be there for each other, cheering each other on, I think there's no greater strength than that. And
Correct.
we've lived that with each other. There's so many other, Akhila's here, and she's sharing her little words of encouragement, and she's always done that from the
Right.
beginning.
Right.
And so
Right.
many of us, and it's so endearing to build this kind of community together, and live it for each other. And if
Correct.
anybody does something, we feel equally excited and happy. And
Right.
that's the entire point. The money,
Correct.
the kind of
Exactly.
things where that's not the reason that we are here. The reason we are here is to enjoy ourselves, create together, and be there for each other. I think that's what
Correct.
we are trying to do.
Right. More than the financial aspect, I think it's more rewarding personally, and that's what matters. Feeling contented and happy about what you do. I think your
Absolutely,
passion is what takes you
absolutely,
up the ladder. It's important to
absolutely.
have that willingness and passion to go up the ladder, and I see that happening, in front of my eyes.
No, no, Yojana, thank you so much for your words. But I think, we are very humble. We just want to just carry on enjoying ourselves, and that's about it. Thank you, Ambika, for your kind words. You've also, we've just known each other for some time now, but of course, you've always been so supportive whenever I've met you, and you've always lent out, encouraging words. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Yojana. Anything else that you would like to share? Then we could end the session.
Sure. as always, just want to end on a positive note that, it's important to stay positive, encourage each other,
Yes,
and be in touch with each other
absolutely.
and make the
Yes,
most of
absolutely.
this, time
And
where we are
Yojana,
spending at home.
may you get opportunity, more and more opportunities, and connect with lot of children, because the way you have
Thank you so
you are
much.
actually putting your heart and soul in it, and it's definitely going to change lives. And I can see that you're going to mold kids in a beautiful way. So we wish you all the best, and may
Thank you so
lot of
much.
kids benefit from your efforts.
Thank you so much. And thank you for this opportunity. I'm really grateful. This is my
No, no,
first
it's our
ever
pleasure, truly
talk
our
with you.
pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful
Thank you.
talking to you and being a
Yes,
part
I
of this
loved it.
discussion.
Thank you so much, Yojana. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you.
All right, bye. See you soon.
Bye bye. See you.